In the tumultuous journey of life, there comes a point when the weight of our problems feels unbearable, and the storms around us seem ceaseless. In these moments of despair and uncertainty, it's natural to seek solace and guidance. For those who follow the Christian faith, the message of, "Watch, be still, God will solve all your problems," holds profound significance. It encapsulates the essence of trust, patience, and unwavering faith in God's providence. The admonition to watch is not merely passive observation but an active engagement with our surroundings and circumstances. It entails being vigilant and attuned to the signs of God's presence and intervention in our lives. Watching involves discerning the subtle ways in which God works, often in unexpected and miraculous ways. It requires a deep sense of spiritual awareness and sensitivity to recognize God's hand at work, even amidst the chaos and confusion of life. Being still in the midst of trials and tribulations is a formidable challenge. Our natural inclination is to fret, worry, and strive relentlessly for solutions. However, the call to be still is a call to surrender our anxieties and fears to God, acknowledging His sovereignty over every aspect of our lives. It is an invitation to find peace and rest in God's presence, trusting that He is in control, even when circumstances seem dire. The assurance that God will solve all our problems is a cornerstone of Christian faith. It's a declaration of God's faithfulness and omnipotence, reminding us that nothing is too difficult for Him to handle. However, this promise does not necessarily mean that our problems will vanish instantaneously or that life will be free from challenges. Instead, it underscores the belief that God is actively working for our good, orchestrating events according to His divine plan and purpose. Drawing inspiration from the Scriptures, we find numerous examples of individuals who experienced God's deliverance and provision in the midst of adversity. The story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his brothers and later rising to prominence in Egypt, illustrates God's ability to turn even the most dire circumstances into opportunities for blessing. Similarly, the account of David facing the giant Goliath with unwavering faith in God's strength exemplifies the power of trust and reliance on divine assistance. The journey of faith is often marked by seasons of waiting and uncertainty. During these times, it's essential to cling to the promises of God and to seek His guidance through prayer and meditation on His Word. The Psalms, in particular, serve as a source of comfort and encouragement for believers, offering prayers of lament, thanksgiving, and praise that resonate with the full spectrum of human experience. Moreover, the Christian community plays a vital role in supporting and uplifting one another during times of trial. Through fellowship, prayer, and acts of service, believers can find strength and encouragement to persevere in their faith journey. As the Apostle Paul exhorts in his letter to the Galatians, bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ, Galatians 6 verse 2 ESV. In conclusion, the message of, "Watch, be still, God will solve all your problems," serves as a beacon of hope and assurance for Christians facing adversity. It reminds us to remain vigilant, to find peace in God's presence, and to trust in His unfailing love and providence. Though the storms of life may rage, we can take refuge in the knowledge that God is always with us, guiding us through every trial and leading us to victory in His perfect timing. Furthermore, the journey of faith is not without its tests and trials. It often requires steadfastness and perseverance in the face of adversity. The story of Job serves as a poignant reminder of this truth. Despite enduring unimaginable suffering and loss, Job remained faithful to God, declaring, "Though He slay me, yet will I trust in Him, Job 13 verse 15 KJV. His unwavering trust in God's sovereignty, even in the midst of profound suffering, serves as an inspiration for believers to maintain their faith, even when circumstances seem bleak. Moreover, the concept of waiting on God is central to the Christian experience. Throughout the Bible, we encounter instances where individuals were called to patiently wait for God's timing. Abraham and Sarah waited decades for the fulfillment of God's promise of a son. The Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years before entering the promised land. In each case, waiting was not passive idleness but an active expression of trust and obedience to God's will. The practice of waiting on God cultivates virtues such as humility, perseverance, and dependence on Him. It teaches us to relinquish our desire for control and to surrender to God's timing and purposes. As the prophet Isaiah writes, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, they shall mount up with wings as eagles, they shall run, and not be weary, and they shall walk, and not faint." Isaiah 40 verse 31 KJV. Waiting on God renews our strength and enables us to persevere through life's challenges with unwavering faith. In addition to waiting, prayer serves as a vital means of communication between believers and God. Through prayer, we can pour out our hearts, express our deepest fears and desires, and seek God's guidance and intervention in our lives. Jesus himself set an example of fervent prayer, often withdrawing to solitary places to commune with his Father. He taught his disciples to pray with faith and persistence, assuring them that their prayers would be heard and answered according to God's will. The power of prayer is not in our words or eloquence but in our sincere dependence on God and His ability to intervene in our lives. As the Apostle James writes, "The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." James 5 verse 16 NIV. Through prayer, we can experience God's peace that surpasses all understanding, knowing that He hears our cries and is faithful to respond according to His perfect wisdom and love. In conclusion, the journey of faith is marked by moments of watching, being still, waiting, and praying. As Christians, we are called to trust in God's sovereignty, to find peace in His presence, and to patiently wait for His timing. Though the storms of life may rage and the challenges may seem insurmountable, we can take comfort in the assurance that God is with us, guiding us through every trial and leading us to victory in His perfect timing. Therefore, let us watch, be still, and continue to trust in the Lord, for He is faithful to solve all our problems according to His will.